Thanks for watching again. Joseph Areu is my name, and I am in this particular episode or series of videos. I want to talk about typical advisory experiences, typical clients that I advise, and what are their issues, so that hopefully you can get some insights, useful insights from that. So a typical client, another typical client or category of clients that I get are young people, probably in the age range of maybe 30, 40, maybe 30 to 45 or thereabouts. So these are usually people who have an income, they have a salary, okay? So income is not really a big issue. Some of them haven't even started a family yet, so they don't have a lot of pressure on their income. But even if they have started a family, they have some income to spare, isn't it? Okay. So income is not a big issue. However, they have some money. Um, Basically, they have some income to spare, which they want to invest. And so they come to me for advice. So, what sort of advice would I be giving them? So the first thing, once again, is always to think about the objectives. What would be the typical investment objectives for a person of that category? So if you are in that stage in life, you have a job, you have an income. It may not even be a job. It could be a business income or whatever. But you have an income, fairly steady income, and you're in that kind of age range. What are the investment objectives that you would be focusing on? The key investment objectives you'll be focusing on is growth. You want to make sure that whatever you're putting your money into will result into growth. So if you put in 10 million today, 3, 4, 5 years later, maybe it should have doubled if possible. That's what I mean by growth. Okay, so you do not want to be investing in an asset which does not generate growth. Okay, and remember, income, for example, is not a major priority. So you do not want to be investing in an asset which is designed to give you income. So, for example, a bond for this purpose is not a great investment, because a bond is designed to give you income. It is not designed for growth. If you put in 100 million into a bond today, you probably get around about 100 million at the end of the bond tenor. So no growth. All right. You want an asset which will grow over time. Right. So what would be some typical assets which would meet that objective? Unit trust comes to mind. Money market funds or other forms of unit trust, whether they're equity unit trust, you can always discuss that with your unit trust provider or with your investment advisor. But unit trust would be a great growth asset, mainly because they compound. Remember, a bond doesn't compound, and a unit trust compounds, and that would be a great way of ensuring growth. Okay? Number two, at that age, you probably have some stomach for risk. You can still take, and I would encourage you to take a bit more risk at that stage, or at that stage in your life. So why not invest in some equities, in some shares? Okay, buy some shares, but in good companies. Get some advice. Buy shares in good companies, companies which have a growth potential. And they pay good dividends, which you can reinvest. Okay, so equities, shares would be something that at that age you can consider. And number three, if depending on the amount of money you have, do consider some real estate. That is a good age range to buy some real estate. buy an apartment or buy some rental asset somewhere, um, and maintain it well and make sure that over time its value will grow. Remember what you're what you're focusing on at that stage in your investment experience or life is growth. So real estate will be a good one to think about. Next, buy some shares in a SACCO. Join a SACCO. SACCO, for those of you who may be outside East Africa, these are savings, if you like, savings groups, savings and credit uh, groups. People come together, they save together, they get some credit, and they use it to develop themselves. So that will be another interesting growth opportunity, investment growth opportunity for you to consider. So, again, in summary and broadly, at that stage in your life, the investment objective you should be focusing on is growth. And growth can come, a key method or way of growth would be through compounding. You want to get an investment whose returns compound. What does that mean? The returns are reinvested over time. And so and conversely, you want to stay away from investments which do not compound, or they are not designed for growth, things like bonds, like treasury bills. Those are not designed to give you growth. They have their own advantages, but growth is not one of them. Thank you very much. I hope that has been useful, and I would like you to keep tuning in and subscribe to this channel going forward. Thank you.